If you make something beautiful, people will come. That belief sounds true. It sounds like good business. It is the first thing anyone tells you when you open a small business in the age of the camera phone. It will quietly empty your register while your shop fills with people. A beautiful shop gets someone through the door once, phone out, ready to shoot. A reason to come back is the only thing that gets them through the door twice. Jake Calloway did not know the difference when he opened Honeycomb Bake Shop on South Congress in Austin, Texas. He spent 4 months learning it in front of a packed room. This is the story of one neon sign, one ugly cinnamon roll, and one number that finally made sense. Jake Calloway is 28, trained at a culinary school in San Antonio, 3 years working pastry stations in Houston, $42,000 saved, most of it from his grandmother's house. He built Honeycomb to be looked at. White subway tile, blush pink walls, brass fixtures, a marble counter, a gold hexagon tile wall behind the pastry case, lit just right. Every croissant placed at the same angle. Every macaron tower color coordinated. A neon sign in the front window, script lettering, glowing soft pink. Made for your feed. Opening week, 4,200 tagged photos. Lines out the door by 8 in the morning. It felt like proof. It felt like he'd cracked something other bakeries hadn't. The photos kept climbing. The register did not. People lined up, shot the case, the wall, the macarons fanned out like a rainbow. Bought one $4.50 croissant. Left. Jake told himself it was brand awareness. Told himself the sales would catch up once enough people had seen it online. 6,000 tagged photos by week 6. Average ticket, $6.10. Repeat customers inside of 30 days, 9%. He kept the case immaculate. Anything slightly uneven, slightly cracked, slightly wrong, into the trash. A perfect shop cannot have an imperfect pastry in the window. Waste climbed with the photos. Revenue did not. 4 months in. Rent on a high-visibility South Congress storefront, $8,200 a month. Ingredient and waste costs running premium, because everything has to look flawless to survive on camera. Revenue that month, $14,300. Costs, $16,650. A loss of $2,350 in the busiest looking bakery on the street. The chalkboard by the register tracked 2 numbers daily. Photos tagged, 187 that day. Items sold, 31. Jake stood behind the marble counter at closing, looking at a case that still looked perfect under the lights, and a tip jar that had $9 in it. He was busier than he had ever been. He was closer to broke than he had ever been. Derek Holt had been coming in for 3 weeks. Local food content creator, 40,000 followers. The kind of regular who photographs the case from 4 different angles before ordering anything. That afternoon, Jake watched him do it again. Phone out, no purchase, and something in him just asked the question out loud. Does any of this actually get anyone to come back? Derek looked up from his phone like the question surprised him. Come back? No, nothing in here gives anyone a reason to. Jake didn't say anything. Derek pulled a stool up to the counter. Can I show you something? He turned his phone around. 86 reviews for Honeycomb. Every single one, some version of the same 3 words. Beautiful. So pretty. Gorgeous space. Now, look at this one. He pulled up a bakery across the river. 1/3 of the followers, a fraction of the reviews. Half of them 5 stars, calling one item the best thing they'd eaten all year. The other half 1 star, calling the same item weird, overpriced, not worth it. Yours is unanimous, Derek said. Nobody screenshots an argument about how nice your tile is. Derek pulled a napkin toward him and a pen out of his jacket. Your reviews are 100% positive. That should be the best thing about this place. It's actually the problem. He wrote 2 words on the napkin. No friction. No friction means no conversation. Nobody tells a friend about something nobody could possibly dislike. There's nothing to say except it was nice. He flipped to the other bakery's case, still on his phone. 1 item. Ugly. Dark, almost burnt looking. Lopsided. That thing has 19 one-star reviews calling it disgusting. He tapped the screen again. And a 40-minute line every Saturday. Jake looked at the photo for a long moment. People wait 40 minutes for something with 1-star reviews. People wait 40 minutes for something they have an opinion about, Derek said. Beautiful gets photographed. Divisive gets discussed. Derek laid out 3 rules on the napkin, one under the other. Pick 1 item, not the whole menu, not a rebrand, 1 thing. Make it deliberately extreme. If everyone would like it, it isn't enough. Give it a 1-sentence story, something a person can repeat to a friend without thinking about it. Jake looked at his case. Perfect rows, pastel macarons, symmetrical croissants. Nothing in it anyone could argue about. "I'd built this whole place to look like nothing could go wrong with it," he said. "That's exactly why nobody's talking about it," Derek said. Perfect doesn't travel. Divisive does. Jake didn't sleep that night. He stood in the kitchen at 1 a.m., flour on the counter, trying to build something wrong on purpose. A cinnamon roll the size of a dinner plate, caramelized dark, almost burnt at the edges, lopsided on purpose, dense and heavy, whereas other pastries were light and airy. He named it the Black Sheep, priced it at $9.50. He set it in the center of the case, dead center, surrounded by the perfect rows of everything else. The first reaction was not the one he wanted. A regular posted a photo of the case that afternoon, the black sheep sitting in the middle of the pastel rainbow, captioned, "The one ugly thing at the prettiest bakery in Austin." It stung. Jake almost pulled it from the case the next morning, but the comments wouldn't stop. People arguing about whether it sounded disgusting or incredible. 40 comments. Then 90. People he'd never seen tagging friends, asking if anyone had tried it. Saturday, 6 sold. The following Saturday, 22. The one after that, 58, and a line forming specifically for it before the shop even opened. Items sold climbed past photos tagged for the first time since the chalkboard went up. Regulars started bringing friends in just to watch their reaction to the first bite. Repeat customers inside of 30 days, 9%, climbing toward 34% within 6 weeks. 2 months later, Derek came back. Saturday morning, a line stretched out the door and down the block. Not for the case, not for photos. For the black sheep. He found Jake behind the counter, sleeves rolled up, moving fast. "You didn't make it uglier," Derek said. "You made it impossible to be neutral about." Jake looked at the case. Still perfect rows on either side. The one dark, crooked roll dead center, with a line of people pointing at it before they'd even reach the register. Revenue that month, $31,400. Costs, $17,200. Profit, $14,200. The neon sign was still in the window. He hadn't taken it down. He just stopped believing it was the answer. Whatever you're building right now, stop asking, "How do I get people to notice me?" Start asking, "What do I want them arguing about after they leave?" Admiration is quiet. It gets a like and nothing else. Disagreement is loud. It gets a name, a story, a friend dragged across town to see for themselves. You don't need everyone to love what you make. You need one thing nobody can stay neutral about. If this helped you see your own business differently, subscribe for the next one.